This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Reavell TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the Fight Farm here in Essex. Delighted to be joined by professional boxer Kevin Reavell. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah.
All good, all good. So you're in action next week, Saturday the 18th of September. Talk to me a little about who you're fighting, where you're fighting, etc.
Well, I'm fighting that Jan Arden, the old tricky southpaw. First of all, don't like southpaws, but I've got to get on with it. But yeah, it's at Circus Tavern, the 18th of September, my second professional fight. So yeah, got a hard fight for my second one. I want to step up the ranks. It's a good stepping stone for me, very good stepping stone.
Obviously, boxing fans will be aware of Jan Arden. I suppose more notably, was in a very close and contentious fight with John Hedges, in which some people believe that he did enough to at least draw the fight and not lose it. So yeah, you're going to have a tough night.
Yeah, very tough night. But I've got to go out there, put me foot on it, and make a statement. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. For people that don't know, talk to us a little bit about your background. You obviously just had the one professional fight, but talk to me a little bit about what was going on before that.
Well, I boxed amateur, but I had a good few years off. I think I started when I was about 12, 13. I had a good around, give or take, 30 amateur fights. But I ended up giving up when I was about 17, and ended up getting back onto it because a prize fighter I see is big money. So I thought jump back on it, and then yeah, ended up getting me pro contract from that. So jumped back on it, and I got to the final of that, but I lost, but still got a pro contract. And yeah, I had my debut against Scott Williams. He's quite well known as well, for like Tommy Fury and all them boys. But yeah, now I've got a bigger stepping stone with Jan Arden in front of me.
At 26 years old, I suppose in an ideal situation, you probably would have liked to have turned pro, I suppose, in your earlier 20s as opposed to your mid-20s, yeah. But you know, it happens when it happens. Yeah,
exactly that. It was my problem giving up, do you know what I mean? Loving the party life, but yeah, got back into it eventually. Everyone kept nagging me, get back into it. So I'm here and I'm back, and that big statement.
So what was the reason that you kind of stopped? You said that on about the party life. Is that accurate? Is that what was going on back then?
Well, yeah, the girls and the booze, it's just when you get to 16, 17, 18, that's all your mates are doing, so you sort of end up following the crowd, don't you? It's not a good look, but yeah, it happens, and yeah, I'm back now, so that's what matters.
But there's so many stories of boxers that kind of don't make it onto kind of, they have a couple of pro fights and that lifestyle you're talking about kind of takes over, because I suppose those kind of years are meant to be your peak years for socialising, and you're talking about women there, etc., etc. So it's difficult to kind of almost put all that to one side and concentrate on a career in front of you. It must be difficult.
It's very hard, but I'm glad I did it that way round instead of having a couple of pro fights, like you said, and then end up getting sidetracked that way. I've done my little party in that. It might not have been loads, might have been a lot more than other people, but I've done it, and to be fair, I met a lot more people, so I sold a lot more tickets, I imagine, through that. So yeah, I can't really complain, to be fair.
For people that haven't watched you fight, talk to me about what is your style, more to speak, and is there anyone out there kind of we can compare yourself to?
I adapt to your style, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? How you come to me is how I'll adapt. Sometimes I go forward, sometimes I go back, sometimes I'll counter on the front, to be fair. As long as I'm sharp and ready, I believe I can adapt to anyone's sort of style.
Absolutely. So you got your second fight on the 18th. Ideally, you'd probably want to get out again at least once more before the year's out.
Well, I'm hoping to be back out on December 11th. It ain't confirmed yet, so I can't say too much. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm back out on 11th of December after this win. So it ain't been the best of years. No one's had the best of last 2 years. But get the ball rolling now and crack on.
Now, I've noticed for a 1-0 professional, you've got a hell of a lot of sponsors there. We're going to try and not actually forget any of them. So do you want to shout out some of them right now, Kev?
Well, I've got the shoe shrink. He's one of my good mates, done me very well. I've got DJL Scaffolding. It's my girlfriend's brothers. It's my brothers-in-law's dads. They done me very well. He's been there from the start. I've got Budget Tyre Maintenance. He's been there from the start as well. And I've got the black...
Renaissance, yeah.
Renaissance, that's the one. And then I've got VPL Vision. He's been there from the start. He's very good. What other one?
And you've got Aspen Electrical Limited.
And I've got my mate Aspen Electrical Limited. Yeah, I've known him years, and he's done me very well as well. Without the sponsors, you don't know if you could be here, to be fair. So a big shout out to all of them, and I appreciate their help.
Very important. Now, just off the top of my head, I'm just having a look at what one I'd be interested in contacting. I would say the shoe shrink.
It's important.
Because I've got a lot of trainers and a lot of shoes. So what can they do with my trainers that are kind of not on the verge, but do you know when they start to creep on the verge, when I'm making them look sort of new again?
See what? I'd check him out. I really would check him out. He brings them back to life. Go out partying at a festival and that, he'll bring them back to life straight after. Cheap as well, very cheap.
Yeah. Where are they based?
In Essex, Black Shots.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get on to them actually because I could do with the shoe shrink. So
I'll have to get him to give you a discount then. I'm pretty sure you got loads of them down there ready to go.
I could do definitely. Yeah. Well, listen. I've just generally I do need that actually because there's a place in Hornchurch that I used to take my place to shoes to. So we might have to switch over to the shoe shrink.
Festival a couple of months ago, and he was out under these leaflets out and everything. It made us die. It was funny, but he got a lot of custom from it, and he done very well. Very well.
Oh, I'm going to be hitting him up. Just kind of moving away. Obviously, a talked about subject this week, Kev, is the return of David Haye, which was a little bit of a shock to everyone when we heard that Haye was returning. First, it was going to be a sanctioned bout. Then it wasn't. It was going to be an exhibition. But I believe now he's fighting in a sanctioned bout against his friend Joe Fournier. I'm sure you would have kind of keep tabs on what's been going on there.
Bit of a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, what a comeback fight. I've always loved David Haye. He's always been special, and he's a very good boxer. Very, very good boxer. So no, it's good to see him back in the ring. Good, very good.
Be interesting to see what happens after this because they talk about him having a bigger fight after this. I mean, is he serious about actually making a proper return to the ring? Is his injuries healed? I suppose a lot of questions, but I suppose we're going to learn a little bit more this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll answer the questions at the weekend, and yeah, we can see how he gets on. All right, and he'll be fine. All right, and he's still got it, 100%.
Yeah, I want to take my chances against people thinking, David Haye's been retired for 2 or 3 years and whatever, because I'm sure he can still punch.
Well, look at the shape he's still in. Do you know what I mean? Look at the shape. He's in phenomenal shape, isn't he? So I think he's still got it, 100%. All
right. Well, Kev, listen, best of luck next week. We'll hopefully have a catch-up after your second fight next weekend. And, have you got anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And, I shall see you next Saturday after the fight.
I suppose we better give a shout-out to the Fight Farm and Mr. Billy Lee. I hope you don't mind me mentioning his name. But, thank you for the venue and the setting for today's interview.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.